my favorite part of Reykjavik.
Reykjavik is where every traveler begins or ends their trip. And at first I thought I was spending too much time there.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. I was like, what is happening? This is weird.
But then on day 2, I found the best part.
It is ugly, but it's so unique.
I had 48 hours to experience Iceland's capital city before picking up our camper van and setting out on an epic road trip. Over the last few years, I've become obsessed with the Nordics and have been lucky enough to experience 4 Nordic capitals before this. I had high expectations for Reykjavik, so I found that 48 hours was the perfect amount of time for my kind of travel. Most people who visit will go to the famous Blue Lagoon to soak their bodies, but while I was here there was a volcano erupting nearby, so it was closed. So my first mission was to go see some puffins. Close to the city, there's an island called Akurey, sorry about the pronunciation, that's home to hundreds of puffins. The tour was only an hour boat ride out, so I figured this would be perfect. Surely I'd be able to see some puffins, seeing as Iceland is home to approximately 8 to 10 million puffins. I wasn't lucky though. The winds were too intense, so no boats could go out, which makes sense since my summit of the island's highest peak had also been rescheduled.
Holy shit, it's hella windy.
I'm on a project where I attempt to reach the highest peak in every European country, so this would have been peak 26.
I don't know what I was thinking. Today was supposed to be the day that I was gonna do the highest peak. I mean, due to weather conditions, it got cancelled, so I thought, oh, let's go puffin watching. Also cancelled. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
So while I was near the wharf, I thought I would get some food.
I feel like in Iceland, if you eat fish, you should probably have some fish. It's like the island of fishing, and it's really good. It's really fresh. Top 3 best fish and chips I've ever had in my life in this food hall. And I got some beer, of course. Probably going to be my only beer because it's 10 euros just for like something standard. Yeah, nothing special. So unless I find some really good sour beer, this is probably it.
When I stepped outside again, I was surprised by all the activities. Now my mission was to figure out what to do next, so I thought I'd hunt for street art. And in doing so, I found the best bakery in the city. In case you don't know, Iceland is generally very expensive, so I got a treat and headed back to the hotel to make coffee. It was actually more of an apartment, as it had a fully equipped kitchen, bathroom, and even a terrace. It was 100 euros per night. After my last hostel experience in Budapest, I was okay with paying a little extra to have my own space.
First impressions of Reykjavik so far, it's beautiful. The colors are incredible. I love all of the street art, and I've noticed that a lot of the houses are just like a rainbow of colors. It's interesting because there's some Nordic countries, I'm looking at you, Sweden, you have to have all of the places the same color, the same kind of style of house. Please correct me if I'm wrong, I'm sure you will. And fun fact, it's actually the northernmost capital city in the world. When I landed, I thought, I feel super secluded. There's an active volcano nearby and I'm just in the middle of the ocean. It's crazy if something happens. I mean, what do I do? But if people live here, they've lived here for ages, so of course it's gonna be fine, but it's just these like funny thoughts that come into your head, right? She said this one is supposed to be the best. It was her favorite, so it's a little bit different. It's poppy seed. 10 out of 10. It's really good.
After a short nap, I set out again. I visited a local craft and art shop where I got this. It now lives in my office in Barcelona. And I kept walking around until it started hailing. What the hell? I called it quits for the day and hoped tomorrow I'd find more excitement. I put on the Super Mario Bros. Movie and passed out. The day was starting off strong. I walked 10 minutes to the most famous attraction in the city.
This church is one of those things that you kind of have to see because it's one of the main things. This church is... oh. I'm glad I wasn't at the top when it went off. That would have been so loud. So you can go all the way up to those little windows for just 10 euros. We're at the top of the church. Do you get a sick view? See all the colors? The bell's about to ring, so I want to make sure I not miss it. Interestingly enough, it was actually designed through a competition. It is actually based off of some geological structures. What's really funny to me is that when it first was constructed, there was a lot of controversy around it because people thought it was ugly. I do agree, there is a bit of a factor to it that it is ugly, but it's so unique. I think that's what makes it beautiful. You catch my drift here? Great. 100% recommend it just for the views. It's a cloudy day, unless you really like seeing a staircase and painted white walls at the top of the elevator. That's awesome. Because you can go into the part of the church for free. It's just going up to the tower that's 10 euros. This right here has got to be my favorite part of Reykjavík, purely because of what it symbolizes. Joy and the celebration of diversity. I particularly like the juxtaposition between having the rainbow colors, the rainbow flag, church at the back that is just a stark gray. Like, that contrast is so interesting to me. And it was probably done on purpose. I brought a bunch of stuff from Barcelona. I've eaten some of it, but I packed as much as I possibly could because I knew that it was going to be expensive. But I didn't realize how expensive. I got a 6-pack carton of eggs for 5 euros. My mind is blown. So we're doing lots of cooking. This is what I'm eating for dinner. Noodles and an egg. People, it is 9:30 p.m. and look, no sign of the sun going down. Holy. I mean, I'm not complaining, it's just weird. I brought an eye mask so that I can sleep at night because ironically the curtains don't fully cover the entire window. Sorry about the mess back here. Tomorrow I'm checking out and going into the camper van. We did get a 2-person package, so that gave us like a lot more stuff. 2 chairs, a table. They supply you with all of the cooking gas, a 1-element stovetop. Yeah, it's a cozy little thing. My personal opinion is that this was a great choice, especially the fact that it was 4x4, and when I come back, if I don't bring my own camper van and ship it over on the ferry, I will definitely be choosing Go Campers. Throughout this whole process, they have been absolute gems. Really great experience. I think that's pretty much it. But I wanted to share with you something about the water. So the drinking water here is extremely safe and it's some of the best in the world apparently, but it smells like rotten eggs. Ooh, I smell rotten eggs. I do know that they get their water from geothermal energy sources, so that's what it is. It's supposed to be safe, but dang, it can be stinky. My first shower, I was like, what is happening? This is weird, but it's fine. So yeah, Reykjavik is a lovely sleepy city full of vibrant streets and yummy food, and 2 days is perfect because you can see it all, and if you're lucky with the weather, you'll be able to do some tours. I'm thinking next time I'm gonna come back just to see those puffins. Compared to the other Nordic capital cities, it wasn't my favorite, but if it's your first one, you'll love it. The overall positive vibe is what I'll remember most. After all, it's the way a place makes us feel when we explore that's the most meaningful. And this trip is one I'll never forget. Happy adventures, friends, and keep your eyes out for more Iceland content coming.